And we're back with Kinguin versus AVANGAR. It's going to be an interesting best of one. Kinguin obviously less than ideal results just moments ago against Sprout, but it is what it is. Let's see what they can do here, of course. Up against a slightly different lineup. I like the fact that this time the nicknames are much more just much better overall. That was a fun one in the previous map. Just gotta stand by the rule of you just call them what they got on server. It just makes life easier for everyone involved. Otherwise, you just like call them 6 different things on a map and it gets confusing. It's always good fun. Either way, the game is afoot, and that is what we are here to see. AVANGAR starting on that CT side. I'm going to see how this one plays out. Obviously, Kinguin just rambling out on towards that B site. Scrambling around these pillars. In fact, Buster is going to tap on away. Good for 1 and a second, maybe even a third. Lord is going to be there to trade, though, and that's what keeps things spicy. The bomb is going to find its way down onto the site. I know before the push does come through, but it is the trading game that seemed to work out for Kinguin right now. James stepping out against the tide does find Uterus, which makes things a little bit more difficult as it leaves just Lord all alone, but I was going to go somewhere with that with a bit of hope maybe, but it just doesn't happen, does it? He just gets headshot out the server and AVANGAR get themselves the pistol. From here, obviously going to try and build their way into their CT side. Starting off, of course, with this second round. Their opposition is going to be just a bit of a mixed bag, actually. I mean, the Scout and Galil mixed with the AK obviously creates a little bit of realism here. I mean, the pistol's not so much, but we'll have to wait and see whether they will be able to sneak anything through. Obviously, all going for this kind of big A play. Should be fairly grand. You got Rowland putting in the work with a Scout. Actually should be able to secure a kill here by the looks of things. That Molly going to make life a little bit difficult for him to escape as well. But Dima, that is a beautiful peek. Finds all 3 kills. Quicker actually going to steal one away, but the end result's still the same. Dima with 3. Buster sneaky in for 1 as well. It will be 2-0. And a Kinguin side completely shut down. Just on pistols here. Not going to be spending a penny, I imagine. Got to keep it clean as they go forward into round number 4. That is when they will buy. So good. It's just going to be a complete farm at the top of mid. Only 1 kill being found by an SMG, so not quite the money-making round that you'd usually hope for it to be, but it is what it is. Of course, this is the important one now, waiting for Kinguin to really show up, and the round to do it is certainly when you have the rifles to play with. Obviously maneuvering themselves towards the top of mid, using a different pairing to take ramp control. Just that one off player, all alone towards B, just slowly pushing and prodding. Now his position may well be a bit interesting to keep an eye on, just because of the fact that we've got this kind of aggressive play coming in from Prism. He's actually just going to be hopping around with the UMP Rowland. I think aware of that fact, the flash was kind of a bit of a dead giveaway. Still something definitely to keep an eye on for sure. James just waiting for that smoke to fade and then using that to spot on towards short. being very cautious, some sort of boost, expecting maybe, I'd say definitely expecting mid-presence, but was expecting a boost to come through from that. It's nice that they seem to have that idea of what's going on. The downside is that if he knows there's someone in mid, then you don't want to be getting inside a connector really like that when you're all alone, you've got no support, and that opens up the A site, creates a huge, huge hole in the side, and one that gets abused and actually allows them pretty much full untethered access. The only real opposition will be CT, but there's a smoke and a flash in the way. I mean, it will get absolutely nothing done. The bomb is going to go down, sure. Not without losing one, but I don't think this is that great of a situation for Kinguin. I mean, you've got Prison coming in from ramp, you've got players pushing in from connector, you've got pressure from CT. It's looking tough. That's a good kill from Fox, but again, busted with the trade. Nicely done by Mouse, at least going to keep the dream alive, but Demasic, person to keep an eye on right now, doing so much damage, and when you have Fox, the last player remaining on 12 HP, it's pretty tough. Dema, you've got the other shot with the AWP, and he will. Straight onto the bomb, and the round is yours. It should be, at least. This is going to be close, but there you go. AVANGAR, they will get themselves 3-0 up in this game. Make that 4, of course. Beautifully done, and also just being able to shuffle around that AWP still is so, so important for their CT side economy. Keeping what, like, yeah, 5k at minimum on James, 5.5 on Dema. Prison spent a little bit more just to get his full utility up, but I don't know. I think they're laughing at this point, honestly. Worth noting that Kinguin can afford to buy up AKs again, but it's kind of their last big chance to show themselves for giving up a freebie. Kicker was spotting towards underpass, but left just moments before Kinguin took the peek. Mouse, meanwhile, is going to sneak out from ramp. Good for one, but that is going to be about it, as it will be a swift trade. From there, mid-control starts to become just that little bit more important, and what's interesting is just looking at the position of Buster. He's kind of snuck out. The flash is good, but spotting them one by one, sprays down both. Well, then falling back. Uterus not going to find the trade. Instead, May will give himself up as well. Buster, so incredibly mobile. Just this quick-thinking play. Witty decisions leading to so many kills. Looking for the 4th and final one as well, that being Rallen. He knows exactly where he's coming from, just watching short. Trying to hold some sort of crafty off angle. Is going to drop off and decides to just actually fall away. And that's when things get a little bit concerning. This means that he's no longer got the jump on him. And from there, that makes it a 1v1 as Rallen will secure it. But Kokert peeks through window. And the round does get locked up for the CT side. Few early mollies here and there, a couple of flashbangs to be thrown out. Kinguin just constantly being spent up in this game. Squeezing everything they can into this round once again, getting some rifles up, but very little in the utility department. Means that they are going to be picked at left, right, and centre. They do get themselves a sight though, which is by far the most important thing, but they're very hesitant to actually commit to just getting onto it. And that's the thing that really comes back to haunt them. Obviously, the bomb being dropped in Palace makes them think, okay, we're getting flanked from behind, or how are we even going to go back for that bomb? And that's bought so much time for the CTs to position themselves here. Buster as well, just lurking through mid. It's really a lot of confidence for him just to kind of call back exactly what's going on. I mean, he's called basically that nothing's rotated from B or anything. Nothing's come from the top of mid either. He can go through connector, or he can continue to catch them if they do decide to fall back. And looking at that bomb right now, that's where things are a little bit uncomfortable. Thankfully, it is going to commit to the A play, but then you've now got James to deal with, who's going to be there ready to bop on towards ticket booth, catch you towards stairs, and ultimately wreak havoc with that AWP. Damage to be done, Buster finding one, James finding the second, just like we predicted. The round falls away from Kinguin in a matter of seconds, just right after they find the bomb plant. Disastrous stuff, and not at all the start they were looking for. more of a slower style now from Kinguin. Got one thing going for them, and that is loss bonus, right? And that's what's kept them alive. The acute view watching would already know that, but for those of you who aren't like super familiar with it, basically, because Kinguin have done nothing in this game at all, not a single round, once they got past that kind of 0 and 4 situation, their economy has just been filled to the brim every single time just by loss bonus. But problem is, like they're not really showing any signs of life. They're being given this chance, but they're not doing anything with it. They've yet to convert that to a singular round, and honestly, it doesn't feel like they've been too close either. I mean, looking here already, it's 2 early frags. No real response, and I mean, Dima is just running riot. We finally see something back, but it's a 4v1 at this point. The round is already pretty much done, and I don't want to cut away from the hype of the round, but I mean, it is a 4v1. Let's be realistic. With the way this game has gone, that is nothing. It's 7-0. Starting to see something at least work out for them in the form of CZs. This is the best round they've had yet by just getting aggressive in mid, but they might throw it all away. Rowland has to be careful. Don't want to give yourself off the Dima playing from CT. Same goes for Mouse and Fox as they do decide to cross towards 8. Looks like they will just flash him down, and that was the right way to approach it. It means Rowland can finish him off, and sure, Prison isn't going to go down without a fight, but this should be relatively simple for them to find. Just eventually he peeks into the AWP, and from there Kinguin will secure their first. But this is also when things get a little dicey as well, because Kinguin, if you lose this round, you got nothing. You got to build that loss bonus up again, and that's a lot of rounds you're going to be losing for that to really work out for you. So this could be 2 different things here. We're just going to have to wait and see. Round 9 suddenly becoming all the more important. Same flash play, just coming through that mid smoke, taking a lot of forced mid control. James nearly being spotted. Has to be so careful not to give himself out. Rowland very nearly had that headshot angle, but looks like he'll just be forced back by the smokes anyway. He's just going to rotate towards B. Swapping with Prison actually, which I like. It puts use to the AWP, right? It gives him the long angle down in towards this kind of B-apps area. But it means that there's a rifle in mid, which is kind of what you need when you know they've taken it. So I think it's a subtle thing, but it's a smart rotation from AVANGAR. Obviously aware that it's likely to be this A-split, so just going to keep him within this jungle area. I'm going to see that bomb rotate back, just likely in towards A ramp. 1 player Palace. Your only real curveball is going to be Lord, which Prison should be able to deal with. And from there, it's a straight out brawl from Ramp and Palace. We'll have to see how this one does play out. Demasic loving this angle, actually. Oh, the molly being blocked. You hate to see that. The nade is good, but will they check for Dima? The answer is no. He finds one. Going to be good for a second. Dima is doing so much right now. Finally going to be hunted down by a pistol, but is it too little too late? Integral connector Buster will be, and he secures the frag on Lord, which is huge. Because with 15 seconds on the clock, now they have to be cautious on how they even plant. James is going to be doing the exact same thing, applying pressure from CT, meaning Buster will peek. 7 seconds left. James is going to be there to try and deny this plant. When will he peek is the question. The answer is quite late. Allows it to come through, but still finds the pick, and that's what matters. The round will go in favour of the CTs. Meaning Kinguin, let's take a look at your bank. The bomb plant is such a big save for you. Oh my goodness, that bomb plant is so good. A lot more money than I expected, but still, that bomb plant is definitely allowing this buy right now. Thought they'd just be flat out rinsed, but at least they can get a buy together. a nice little peek. What a way just to bring a bit of intuition into the game. For Kinguin, that's got to really suck, right? Because they're thinking, alright, what can we do to find a way back through? Okay, so they're doing this. Okay, so we can adapt to that, right? We can, you know, we can get a bit aggressive here, or we can abuse this point of the map, or we can double peek this angle, whatever it may be. But what they're not expecting is we're going to constantly be changing things up. Going for that bricks boost, it's just, I don't want to use the phrase insulting, but it's complicating. Well, it complicates matters for Kinguin in terms of how they actually respond into the round. Upside is, we're seeing a lot of aggression late round from the CTs, and a lot of picks going in favour of Kinguin. I mean, this is looking like a disaster out of nowhere. The first kill was good, but everything else was really just a bit of an odd affair. Kinguin turning it back on its head, able to find the second anyway. And that doesn't work out too well for AVANGAR, because just look at their money. I mean, they're the ones now with nothing left. They're the ones who were effectively rinsed. Just going to be opening up short anyway. Keeping it nice and clean. Finds himself all of the picks he needs. All three, in fact. Likely going to be denied his fourth, though, as James is just going to back into CT and try and be a bit of a nuisance. Just rear his head around the corner with the deagle, maybe. Go for that headshot. Just this build up towards ramp. Kinguin sending all of their forces just out bit by bit. The only issue will be James. Just going to be there with the AWP, but looks like he's been flashed off. Pushes through the smoke, which is a little bit ballsy. Doesn't really work out for him either. I mean, we're just seeing a trading storyline now on the site anyway. As Rallen and Muterus both just going to be peeking towards short. Be round to get the bomb down as well. Pretty much solidifying around. I mean, Crescent, good position, don't get me wrong, but 3 players, I think that might well be too much to ask for. And that will be the case. Fox going to take him down, and Kinguin will build himself back up to 4. Just the pistols in play. Pretty tough circumstance here for AVANGAR, but we'll have to see if they can show something. Buster tried to play peekaboo with the CZ, but effectively finds himself crushed. Oof, not quite the knife you were hoping for, but bit of a stab nonetheless. It's been a weird night because I usually chat to Twitch chat a fair bit, but you guys are just spamming away. Seen a lot of Portuguese hype though. A little bit of love for Fox. Fair enough. I can understand that. Take a look at the scoreboard real quick to see kind of where he's at. Yeah, kind of middle of the pack. Kinguin this time around looking like it is going to be a bit of a structured B play. Walking in the James though, finally finding that AWP again. Problem is he's already fallen back, right? Which means that kind of multi-kill potential is limited. This sort of cross angle is one of those angles that it could be very rewarding, but at the same time it's usually handled pretty swiftly. It's nice to see him be a little bit more mobile, just looking towards short and just generally moving around the site, of course, as Kinguin change things up a little bit. We're seeing some play from underpass, play towards mid. Crescent getting backstabbed via Ralum. That is proving that point. It's actually a nice boost. I actually like this a lot. Booker might have a good angle to respond to it. I mean, he's not exactly in terrible set to flick to it. It depends if Ralum wants to go around towards A or go through CT and wrap towards B. I mean, looking at Fox being in connector, I think, yeah, it's going to be the A play. Ralum gets the jump on him anyway, so it will be the headshot. Shuts him down. Dima peeking out at just the wrong moment. Means that he's going to lose his life as well. Meaning things are getting tougher and tougher. James shoulder peeking Ralum just wide open without checking his corner. And re-peeks him again, giving another chance up towards Ralum. So then he just progresses through CT. Buster finally going to take him down. But at this point, he's bought so much time and given up so much information that Team King would just have to set up a perfect 2 versus 1 to deal with the CT push. It's textbook play. Eight to 6 at this point. Kinguin doing an incredible job of finding value on their T side, to be honest, considering they started off so weak. They're really bringing it back. AVANGAR definitely going to be frustrated by just how many rounds they've let loose to this T side. And one more to go. They definitely want to make it 9 to 6. They've got the tools to do it too. It is going to be a little bit shaky here and there, but you know, at the end of the day, it's an AWP and a bunch of rifles, so it's still nothing to be upset about. The only difference will be Quick Hurt and his Deagle. Fox, what a shot. Just no-scoping any sort of ramp pressure. Dima walking into those that are sitting under shadow. The smoke's just completely obfuscating their vision, leaving just Buster and James. James towards short is going to be there to hold the cross, but once again the smoke going to make life ever so difficult. Surprising that he doesn't just go for that shot in the typical plant spot. Would have actually led to a kill this time around, but instead isn't going to go for it. Instead just going to sit aside and play this one out ever so patiently. And they are not giving them an absolute inch. Nicely done. Fox and Ralum both going to combine for Kinguin. Definitely happy with that. 7 rounds. That's perfect considering they were 8-1 down. Here we go, though. The second half. will kick off. AVANGAR going to be looking just to hit out on towards B, but met by Muterus, of course, who's going to be there with his trusty USP. Secures one, looks for a second, but there's a response. James cuts back with the Glock. They've got to get to the site, and that's always the worrying thing when you're crossing out like this, because you've not dealt with any of these little corners that Kinguin can be tucked into. Mao's proving that point is he's good for one, but then opens up for a second. Fox finding Buster as well. So much time really being bought for Kinguin to rotate over. It's not just the players on the site that are a problem, it's those running to the site, and if they're going to slow things down like that, really just kind of put a bit of a bad tone on their pistol, if they are going to find themselves effectively annihilated and left to force up going into this one. A scout, some CZs, some Deagles. It's a pretty rough situation all round, but let's see what they can show. Slow and steady hit from Kinguin. Not willing to rush anything. Just trying to make sure they have all the information they need. That's why we're seeing smart play from the likes of Lord, just making their advances through A ramp. Kind of really solidifies that it's going to be this sort of either mid play or this B hit. Feels like they're kind of aware of the fact that it's going to be this A play though, just judging by the initial pick that Lord finds, which is the bomb. Not to stress that enough. Buster stealing connector, but he's not landing a thing, just trying to find a needle in a haystack clearly. Kinguin do keep it locked down. As they find their 9th and pretty much the 10th along with it, bear in mind, is that round came at a pair, I think I can safely say. When you look at the money that AVANGAR have got, well, we all know how this ends. Nice little nade towards the top of mid, but nothing really going to come of it. AVANGAR just playing very far back. And it is just a bunch of P250s and Glocks, so not really much to them. Fox is going to peek and does a bit of damage on nearly every player aside from Dima. The downside is the rifle was picked up, but the upside is Lord is making himself some sweet, sweet dollar. Comes down the flank from behind. Finds himself the nice little double, and then picks up the rifle as well. It's everything you could possibly want, right? It's the money being made by the SMG, and then it's a rifle to save into the next round. Basically allows them to bankroll Fox's AWP, which is pretty significant going into AVANGAR's big buy. Looking pretty good. A much better start from them than previous round. Both James and Buster making it work. But Mouse, I was hoping that was going to be the start of something, but if anything, it just continuation, of the previous chapter. AVANGAR just getting their 3rd kill. Stopping Mouse from capturing anything towards Palace. Buster just holding towards CT, meaning he should be able to catch Lord when he peeks. Shot is going to miss, but the point still stands. Pretty much does push him out of the round anyway. This disaster certainly strikes for Kinguin. That's an interesting smoke. So I don't know what it does for you, but apparently it works anyway. It does actually get himself the kill, so fair play. Gotta go hunting with the MP9. Again, I don't know how it works out, but it certainly does. Money being made and a bit of damage being done stops them from growing their economy too much. Surely not another kill given up. Oh, this is madness. How much do you want to give them? Doesn't even need to save the SMG because he picks up an AK. That is just Kinguin running riot over the economy of AVANGAR, forcing every rebuy they possibly could, meaning that reset is still very much on the table. If Kinguin can kind of play this round out perfectly, find all 5 kills, AVANGAR are going to be left in a very sticky situation. It's going to be just a quick and easy play from Buster, though. Comes out straight from Palace. Finds the early kill on Mouse, and then instantly slips right back. Lord is trying to trade, but the more time he spends peeking Palace, the more time Dima gets to position himself towards stairs. From there, the site taken. Smoke comes in towards CT. And pretty much, AVANGAR, they should be good. Fox is going to chime in slightly with the AWP, but doesn't really change too much in the grand scheme of things. Just going to be saving that towards B anyway. Clicker might actually wander his way. Just depends. I don't think Fox is really going to be thinking about jumping up anytime soon. Nonetheless, 10-10. Both teams on equal footing. Fox looking for that initial frag, and he'll retrieve it easily, in fact, on towards Crescent. Love to know if he spot the second player right behind him, though. That should be some pretty critical information that will prompt whether Rallen peaks or not. I'm hoping he doesn't, because that scope is ready and waiting. And that instantly equalizes the numbers, so less than ideal. Peeking towards the bottom of Con. He's definitely got the information now. Quicker, meanwhile, going to show his face towards B, so numbers still swinging heavily in favour of Kinguin. Mouse is going to throw a flash off the wall. That's going to leave Dima completely blind. Leaving it all on towards Jame. Instantly falling back up through short. Going to give himself the bomb, and then from there, maybe try and make a play, but I doubt it. I think it might just be him playing out the round for 50 seconds. I don't think he'll make too much of a play toward the site. I mean, at the end of the day, basically throwing away that 4750. He's got full util as well, though, so I guess maybe try and find a few 1v1s. Looks like short is going to be his avenue of attack, but still finding absolutely nothing right now. 25 seconds remain. And for me, just the way he's playing right now, yeah, it certainly solidifies the fact that he's not playing to win, he's playing to save. He just wanted to get himself in a good position, one that was at least a little bit surprising.
Counter-terrorists win.
Ultimately pressure towards ARAM. Ideal for Jame, as he's going to be looking through those flames for that first pick, but finding absolutely nothing. I think they're definitely scarpering to try and secure themselves a bit of a foothold in this game after Kinguin do take the lead. That's a nice headshot. Kukurt making it work with a window pick. Buster should definitely be peeking with them now. And from there, that's a lot of early presence across the whole of mid gained by AVANGAR. But catching Mouse, he just walks in looking for that refrag. Fox, the flick of his life on Prison still. But even then, Kinguin, they're at a disadvantage whether they like it or not, really. It's a good nade, but it's not going to prompt a frag. If anything, it gives one up. Quicker again. A second frag just off the basis of catching players off guard. Smoke will come in towards the site and just, yeah, top on it, find the plant. I think Kinguin might already be out of this one. He got 2 AWPs. I'm seeing a safe potential more than anything else. Round is going to run its course, though. Looks like they are going to get away with those 2 AWPs after all. The only real pressure point would have been from Buster. Jamie's just a little too far out now. A good time, I think, for Kinguin to call a pause as well, just to try and think things through. I mean, it's been a bit shaky. It was a good round they picked up to get them to 11. And I thought that was actually going to be at the start of kind of the steamroll. Or they just run over AVANGAR and get it done, but nah, anything but, actually. Looks like both teams are going to be ready, though. Unpause does come in, so not a very long chat for Kinguin. Just going to be playing close. Ooh, the scope's been spotted. You hate to see that. Not only one, but a chance for a second. This is the CZ we're talking about. Of course it finds that second kill. Not at all what you're hoping to see. Just AVANGAR caught once again. With a wrath of a pistol. Of a mouse, more importantly. What is the score on the Gambit match? Angry Noob 755. Rudius, what is wrong with my PC, man? Why are you hating? I see you. Oh, I see all the lag spam. Where's the lag coming from? What was that? Is that a? Let's have a look. It's not us, at least. We know that's not the case. I don't know where that's coming from. Has it been all game long? Or was it just for a set moment, maybe? I don't know. Looks like Buster, anyway, does take down Muterus, so at least getting them on the site. Problem is they're being wrapped around from behind. That shotgun, the way they pretty much pump and dump as it is going to take down Kukurt. Instantly cut back, but Rowland can then just rush him with a pistol to push it over the line. And from there, AVANGAR are left in a bit of a interesting situation just in terms of their economics. Basically got to try and squeeze out every last penny to make this one work, but I don't know if it's the greatest of ideas. I think, yeah, keep around $2,000 on each, don't overinvest. You can do what you can with the rifle, but that's your only real weapon in the round. I think anything more is an overinvestment here, for sure. Nice little flash, but doesn't last too long. Fox already putting in the work. That's 2 kills for him. A P250. Trying to come and grate him, but it is going to be shut down. Buster just holding the stairs peak, spamming away 2 shots, finds the third. From there, obviously, the downside is that not really able to go and pick up the gun. Not really going to talk too much about the ace either, as the odds of him actually getting onto it are pretty damn thin. A Fox is holding connector as well, meaning that Dima, when he tries to peek, will lose the only rifle they've got. As there you have it, Kinguin pushing it over to 13. And AVANGAR can finally afford to spend into this one, but going to be investing every final penny to making this work. Just allowing that clock to continue to run its course. No more aggression this time around. It's much more calculated play coming out from AVANGAR. It's just going to be walking up through mid. Fox does get the jump on 1, but not really any chance for him to repeat just yet. Actually decides, you know what, screw this, and the solo player B probably should be looking towards B apps. I like that though, because then it allows Mouse to be a little bit more free with his peaks. Just kind of cover off short, of course, making sure that Fox doesn't get backstabbed anytime soon. So it's actually a bit of a quirky setup from Kinguin, but I really do like it. Gives them a lot more flexibility towards mid and A, as they just have the extra bit of manpower. Oof, so close. James nearly getting peaked, but he's got to back on away and just pick up that bomb. Looks like he's going to take it for a quick jog over on towards B, and I think we might be seeing a fake coming, because Dima is going to show face towards A. Along with Quicker as well, but unfortunately it's not really working out too well. Rowland already finding 1, and without any rotates coming in, the fake's kind of left to be redundant. You got Fox spotting exactly what's going on, knows they've dropped, and just picks them off. Quicker, he's going to be there to pick off the head of Mouse, but that is really about it. Crisant, at least going to get for a headshot of his own, but Fox is just pinning him down on short. He's got to go peek for the bomb. Crisant is able to find the kill he needs, but with 7 seconds left and a molly in the hands of Lord, there's no plant to be found here. It's Kinguin and their 14th round. Already seeing mid as a significant point of contention here. The AWP dropping down in an aggressive style. Fox has to be careful not to do that too much. Doesn't want to give himself up to pistols in too easy of a situation. He's actually going to take a pretty close job against James, but thankfully no one else there really on the AVANGAR side to got to group up and rush him down. Buster could have been a potential scare, but a little late to the party. Nice little shot from Kukert to at least bring things back. Blow to the head of Fox is not exactly ideal for Kinguin, just losing. Still, though, have to play this one just out nice and slow. No need for Kinguin to be getting too worried just yet. They still have a significant advantage in the form of just firepower over than anything else. So just need to keep it together. Especially when the fact that it's going to be this A play that comes through connector. This is everything you could ask for. You got Rowland on ticket booth. I mean, he just has to peek down and pretty much pick them apart bit by bit. Leg is not quite the ideal shot for him to land, but damage is damage. 17 HP now is all that they have. Means that when they walk into Mao's, it's simple. Maybe better finish them off. There's 2 kills for him, looking for a third. Dima to make things a little bit interesting as he does tap them down with a pistol. But Lord on ramp is going to seal the deal. This is not only good for 1, but good for a second as well. Kinguin, 15 to 11. Just 1 more round is all they need to push this one over the line. Already a fairly standard setup for AVANGAR. Just going to be looking to go for your bog standard A play. Rotations have already started to come through though. The mollies completely burning up the site, but what's most important is they get that first kill. Still running on through, they will go. The pistols just going to clear things out. A lot of damage being done. Diva 10 HP, but the plant is going to come through. Fox does sneak in 1, makes it to a second as he creatively hops it around through stairs. Nasty stuff. A shot after shot will land. Prison going to find a double of his own though, making things a little problematic now as the advantage sways pretty heavily in favour of the T's. Push does come through CT, left completely blind. It all falls to the arms of Rowland. Has himself a P250 and a smoke. Is going to drop it on down. He's being stabbed at. He gets himself the backstab. Is he going to get on the bomb now? What am I watching? I don't even know. But the fact is, it's actually worked. The fact that how does that work? Honestly, how does that work? You ask yourself these questions in Counter-Strike sometimes when watching those rounds. You just raise so many questions. Astonishing play that is, I think, truly preposterous in nature, but it is what it is. Kinguin, they will take the win. An interesting way to go about it, but a win is a win. Folks, we'll be right back with you with another HellCase Cup 7 game in just a few moments' time. Do not go anywhere.